Again, so good morning. My name is Mike Donoghue. I am the Executive Director of Catholic Charities of Fairfield County. And welcome to Catholic Charities Stamford. When the renovations are complete in this facility, this will be the new home of New Covenant Center and our senior nutrition programs. Many thanks to all of you for joining us today. You know, it's not too often that we get to throw a party in a construction site, but we're extremely excited to unveil our plans for our new Stamford Family Center. This project is the culmination of 2 years of work by many people. Sincere thanks to all of our volunteers, donors, board members, community partners, city officials, and my colleagues at Catholic Charities for your help in making this dream become a reality. Special thanks as well to the leadership of the Stamford Knights of Columbus for their partnership in this project. We are leasing this building under a long-term agreement with the Knights. And I'd like to recognize and thank KFC member Nick Malia. Where's Nick? Nick is right there. Nick. Nick is a former volunteer back in our days at the Yearwood Center, so that was many years ago, who cold called me 2 years ago thinking that this might be a good fit for Catholic Charities and the Knights of Columbus. And thanks to his persistence and many other board members of the Knights who are here today, we are now to this point. And instead of choosing to lease this building to a commercial entity, we are grateful that the Knights chose to work with us as a partner to further their mission as a Catholic men's service organization helping individuals in need. You know, sadly, many in our community are really struggling, as significant increases in the cost of housing, food, and basic needs make life very, very difficult for many hardworking, low-income families. As you know, Fairfield County is one of the wealthiest counties in the U.S. Yet I'll bet not many of you are aware that unsheltered homelessness in our county is up 45% in the past year. And 1 in 6 children are food insecure. It's so hard for low-income families to make ends meet given the cost of living in this area. But we are so very grateful that all of you are here today, however, as we work together as a community to give a hand up to our most vulnerable neighbors. Working together, we will provide hot meals daily, groceries for a struggling family, a shower and clean underwear for homeless individuals, case management, and many wraparound services to help our guests improve their lives. So we'll have more to come on our facility and our work here. But first, I'd like to introduce the leader of the Catholic Church here in the diocese and managing member of our board at Catholic Charities, Bishop Frank Caggiano. So if you've met Bishop Frank or listened to his Let Me Be Frank podcast, you know that he was born and raised in Brooklyn. His parents were immigrants from Italy who arrived 1 year before he was born, arrived in the U.S. 1 year before he was born. He was ordained to the priesthood in 1987 and served in several Brooklyn parishes before he was elevated to Auxiliary Bishop of Brooklyn in 2006. In 2013, Pope Francis appointed him as Bishop of Bridgeport. Bishop Frank has revitalized the Catholic Church in our diocese. Thanks to his energetic and charismatic leadership, Sunday Mass attendance has increased 25% over the past 2 years, a result which is not happening in many other areas of the country. We're very, very grateful for his strong support of our work at Catholic Charities and appreciate his presence here today to say a few words. Bishop Frank, please.
Good morning, everyone. Allow me to add my words to those of Mike's to welcome all of you today in what I consider to be an historic occasion, both in the life of our church, in the life of Catholic Charities, and I think also in the city of Stamford. It's historic because we're giving birth to the second of 4 family centers that are going to be constructed over the next few years. And it also gives, in a very concrete way, a vehicle by which an essential part of the mission of the church is lived day in and day out. Thank you to the mayor. Thank you for being here, for your support, for your presence, and for all that you do to help us in the shared mission we have. Let's give the mayor a round of applause. And if I may, also I'd like to thank our donors, our volunteers, the staff of the New Covenant Center, the staff of Catholic Charities, the board, everyone who has made this possible and allows the work of charity among those who are greatest in need to happen every day. Many of you are present here. My thanks to you. Give yourselves a round of applause as I can join you with that as well. But to you, Mike, in a very special way, you have done remarkable work by taking over Catholic Charities. And the very vision of creating these centers where all the services of charities are housed in one place, and those who come to us are truly guests, they're welcomed guests, where their needs can be addressed in a holistic way. It's imaginative, it's creative, it's bold, it's courageous, and it would not happen without your leadership. So let's give Mike a round of applause. And Mike's, and typical Mike, you said, and the team as well. Yes, and the team. Also, thanks to the Knights of Columbus, my brother Knights, for partnering with us. This is very, very much what Blessed Michael McGivney was all about when he founded the Knights, to stand with the poor, the marginalized, and those in need. So this is a shining and proud moment for all the Knights, especially the Knights here. Let's give them an additional round of applause. Mike stole most of what I wrote here. So let me just summarize by saying this. There are two facts that are inescapable. The first is that times are becoming more and more challenging. Food insecurity is on the rise. For those who are poor or struggling or working class or marginalized, the challenges become ever more daunting. And the very fact that New Covenant Center for many years and now in its new home, and the senior nutrition program, which will join them here in this space, that gives meals 250 elderly each and every day, is a remarkable testimony of how we joining forces can help people meet those challenges. And secondly, at the very heart of the church, the very heart of who we are, is to love our neighbor as ourselves. That's the command of the Lord Jesus. And it's easy to say, but not often easy to do. That's why it requires sacrifice, commitment, generosity, and standing shoulder to shoulder each day with those who are in need. Catholic Charities does that in countless ways every single day. And here is going to be a beacon of invitation to Catholics, Christians, people of goodwill, of whatever religious tradition, to help carve and create a world where each of us is a neighbor, each of us can be loved and love, and all our needs to be met. Truth of the issue is, my friends, in a divided and challenged world, these centers are needed now more than ever. And so I know there are many festivities ahead. I was asked to offer a prayer, and I'm going to in a second. But let's just take a moment back, take a step back, and thank Almighty God for allowing us to work together to make this dream a reality. And think of all the lives that will be touched in a whole new way because we have made the commitment to work together as sisters and brothers and welcome them as sisters and brothers. So let us pray. Heavenly Father, we gather this morning with grateful hearts, for you accompany us every moment of every day with blessings big and small. But we come here to give you thanks for the blessing of this new family center, which is being born literally before our eyes, to house the good works already here in Stamford, and those that will be created in the future, so that your children who are struggling, who are looking for support, who are looking for companionship, to ask their needs be met, may find a home and sacred welcome here. Bless this enterprise. May it bear great fruit, and keep us always faithful to your one command, that we love you above all things and love our neighbor as we love ourselves. We ask this blessing as we ask all things, through Christ our Lord. Amen. Thank you, my friends, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Bishop Frank, for your kind words and for your leadership. Next, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Mayor Caroline Simmons. All right, and the cheer goes up. She was a leader from an early age. She was president of her high school class in Greenwich High, captain of 3 varsity sports, and a 2-time All-American lacrosse player. She graduated from Harvard and majored in government and also played lacrosse. She was elected to 4 terms as a Connecticut state rep for the 144th district. She was the state's youngest female legislator. She was elected mayor of Stamford in 2021 with the goal of making Stamford a more equitable, inclusive, affordable, vibrant city where everyone can thrive. Now, is that a great mission and goal or not? Right? As Stamford mayor, her energy and passion has been a breath of fresh air. She's been a strong supporter of many Stamford nonprofits, including New Covenant Center, which she's visited on a number of occasions and served meals. We thank you for being such a strong advocate for the people that we serve each and every day. And you're also a mother of now 4 children. You had the 3 boys, and you just had your little girl a couple months ago while you're in the middle of a campaign. But I'm sure that girl is going to be something with the 4 older boys. But congrats on your 4th child, and thank you for being here, Mayor Caroline Simmons.
Thank you so much, Mike, for that kind introduction and for all of your leadership and the partnership, and to you and John and Betsy and the board, staff, team, volunteers, donors, Bishop Caggiano, for your incredible leadership, and just all of the partners in the room today for being in this work, for being so committed to our city, and for making this beautiful space possible. It's already beautiful, and it's going to be even better once the construction is done. So I just want to start by saying, on behalf of the city, thank you. We know so many people are struggling right now. As you heard from Mike, the statistics, our homeless shelters are at capacity and they are in overflow mode with wait lists. So many people are struggling to afford their rent, their mortgage right now. Wages are not going up. Many people are struggling with food insecurity. You heard that 1 in 6 number of those who are food insecure, and that means people don't know where their next meal is going to come from, and they're having to make those tough decisions between whether to put food on the table for their kids or to be able to afford their prescription drugs or their childcare costs or their transportation costs. So many people are struggling, and it's organizations like New Covenant and Catholic Charities that are a lifeline of support, not only with the hundreds of meals and support services that you provide every day, but you're also a lifeline of hope. And I'll never forget the honor of having the experience of getting to serve food and to be in your food distribution pantry, and just to see the glimmer of hope in people's eyes when they walk in those doors and are greeted by one of your warm and welcoming volunteers or staff members who are just there to provide that source of hope, that love, that compassionate care to someone who's truly struggling. And I just want to say how grateful we are for that support you provide. And I'll say that, you judge a city or a community by how well it takes care of those who are vulnerable among us. And looking at all of you in this room and judging by the investment and commitment to getting this beautiful space and location available, that really says so much about all of you. So I'm deeply, deeply grateful. On behalf of the city, thank you so much. We're doing well thanks to all of you, and we're going to keep working together to provide that source of hope and that care and those support services. So thank you so much, everyone. And thanks again, Mike and John.
Thank you, Mayor. We are certainly blessed to have you as our leader here in the city of Stamford. So the Covenant Center is the only daily soup kitchen within 10 miles of Stamford. And we also operate the largest client choice food pantry in the city. And demand for our food resources is skyrocketed, and we're currently bursting at the seams in our current facility. Over the years, we've realized that we often are the entry point for the social service system. The food we serve every day is critical to the survival of our guests and their families. But the fact that they are here in our facility is also a sign that they are struggling and need help. And when you feed people warm, nutritious meals, they generally begin to trust you. So we are in a unique position to help people by connecting them with other resources to get them out of the food line to a better place in their lives. And make no mistake, our goal is to get people out of the food line, not to have more people in the food line. And in our current facility, we don't have the ability to do as many of those wraparound services, and we're going to be able to do that here. Every guest who comes into this building will meet with a case manager who will work with them to discuss the obstacles they face and work to create a plan for improvement. And we're big believers, as we all serve many of the same clients, we're big believers in partnerships, with other nonprofit partners, as we all serve many of the same clients. When nonprofits work together to serve clients, it has a multiplier effect on those clients. Our clients typically have limited transportation options, and they prefer to access many services in one location because it's hard for them to get to several different locations. In this facility, we will have space for our partners to provide services free of charge to our partners for the space. This has worked extremely well in a very similar Bridgeport Family Center, where our soup kitchen and food pantry has become a hub for numerous social services for our guests. And I'd love to recognize many of our outstanding partners who are here today. I haven't seen if all of these people are in the room, but Building 1 Community, I don't know if Interim ED, Kathy Walsh, your board chair, Mary Sommer are here. Building 1, it's been a tremendous partner of ours for many, many years. We've been close partners, and we're big fans of your work. It's Building 1. Anybody from Building 1 here? Okay, there's Mary right there, and Kathy, team from Building 1. We're really excited to be your neighbors right next door, and just look forward to all the many things that we're going to be able to do together to help all of our mutual clients. Next, AmeriCares, another fantastic neighbor. AmeriCares has a walk-in clinic right across the parking lot. I don't know if Karen Gottlieb is here, but where's Karen? Oh, there's Karen in the back. All right. We look forward to working with you and your team. We will have food for your clients, and we'll likely have mutual clients that can use your walk-in clinic, which is such an important resource in this neighborhood in Stamford. Connecticut Food Share, all the food that we prepare and deliver every day, a vast majority of it, a large share, comes from Connecticut Food Share. There's a number of Connecticut Food Share people here. You're such a crucial partner providing food resources. We appreciate you, and we're going to need you more than ever as we complete this facility. So thank you to Connecticut Food Share. We also have so many food partners, there's too many to mention. I will mention Food Rescue, who's a huge partner, ShopRite, and many other grocery stores who bring us food each and every day. We really appreciate all that you do. Certainly the two homeless shelters, Pacific House and Inspirica. I don't know if Carmen and Rosalba are here. There we go, there's Sylvia in the back. We are really grateful for the long-term partnership with our amazing shelters in the city. We deliver meals each and every day to the homeless shelters. That started during COVID, and it's continued ever since. And we appreciate your help when we have clients who need shelter or need housing. Liberation programs. John Hamilton is here. John and his team are such fantastic partners helping our guests with substance abuse issues, and would love to build on that partnership. And this is a great example. We do a lot of things at New Covenant Center, but we're not experts in substance abuse treatment. But we have an amazing partner who is, and rather than us going out and hire a team to do that, we have a great partner who comes to New Covenant Center periodically, and we'll have space for you to do that here. So that's what this place hopefully will be all about. I'd also like to mention the folks from SWACA, which is the Southwest Connecticut Agency on Aging. I don't know if Marie Allen or any of her team is here. I see over in the corner, there we go. We've been such a key partner and funder of our senior nutrition programs, which will be housed here. We're so grateful for your partnership and look forward to working together with you. Domus, many of you know Domus. I don't think Mike Duggan could be here. He had, unfortunately, a funeral to attend, but Mike years ago encouraged us that the East Side was a real food desert, and food was needed on the East Side. We discussed various ways that we could make that happen, and we are finally making that happen. We've also had a lot of discussions with Mike and the Domus team about ways that we could partner on job training programs. Stanford Health, I don't know if Laura Jordan's here, but Stanford Health is obviously a key. Stanford Health is such a key leader and partner in the healthcare space, and we look forward to continuing to work together. Also importantly, we're really looking for a key culinary school partner who could help provide job training and train clients to become cooks and waiters and waitresses. When we get to the tours, we have the third largest commercial kitchen in Stamford, and it's going to be great preparing meals. But there's nothing that cures poverty like a job. And if we can train some of our guests to become cooks and waiters and waitresses, and maybe eventually have some sort of social enterprise which sells food or prepares food. So a culinary partner, we're talking a number of different people. If anybody has any ideas or thoughts, we're always open for that. So I hope I didn't miss any partners, but so when you do this, you always miss someone. But our partners are so crucial. And again, this is going to be a place where hopefully so many people can come together and have an impact on our most vulnerable people in our community. And now I'm really happy to introduce two outstanding individuals who've been the heart and soul of New Covenant Center for the past 11 to 15 years. Betsy and John, your steadfast compassion and leadership and care for the needs of our guests are such an inspiration to me and to everybody in this community. We're so blessed to have you as colleagues. Betsy was recently promoted to director of New Covenant Center, so let's hear it for Betsy. John has been the face of New Covenant Center, done incredible work for so many years, and is now the head of the Stamford Family Center. And just as a quick aside, things were crazy during COVID. And normally we have 500-600 volunteers who come here to help us make meals. During COVID, we had to cancel a lot of those volunteers. Somehow, some way, John and Betsy kept New Covenant Center open every single day during COVID. We didn't close once. So without any further ado, Betsy Lopez and John, why don't you come up together? I think.
I wanted Betsy to go first.
I would try not to get emotional. But good morning, and thank you for being here on this meaningful day of Catholic Charities, New Covenant Center, and the Stamford community. As New Covenant Center approaches 48 years of service, one thing has never changed: our commitment to welcoming every person with dignity and respect. We remain Stamford's only soup kitchen and cafe, open 7 days a week, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner nearly every day of the year. We are also the city's only food pantry operating multiple days each week, a dependable lifeline for our neighbors. Over my 15 years at Catholic Charities and New Covenant Center, I've seen how we continue to grow to meet increasing needs. Since our beginning in a small basement in 1978, we have expanded again and again as food insecurity rose, always ensuring our moving into the Catholic Charities Stamford Family Centers, doubling our space and expanding our wraparound services our community needs. This new home reflects our belief that assisting requires more food. It requires care, stability, and hope. Our guests often tells us that at New Covenant Center, they finally feel seen. Volunteers and staff listen, care, and help. Everyone who walks through the doors is part of our community. In recent months alone, we welcomed 128 new individuals and families affected by inflation, job instability, and housing insecurity. In just 3 years, the numbers of families relying on our food pantry has doubled. From a monthly total of 400 families 3 years ago to almost double at 700. This extraordinary growth underscores why this expansion is so crucial, especially here in the Stamford East Side, which has long been a food desert. Today's groundbreaking is more than a renovation milestone. It is a promise that Catholic Charities and New Covenant Center will continue to show up every day for every neighbor who needs us. We see you, we are here for you, and we are growing because you matter. Thank you to our donors, partners, volunteers, staff, and community leaders. Together we are building a brighter future rooted in compassion, dignity, and hope. Thank you.
And you all just heard Betsy's absolute passion and commitment to helping every neighbor that needs our help. I have seen that for 11 years, Betsy. There's no doubt you'll be a great leader. For me, I came to New Covenant Center 4 years after Betsy did, and this will be our third building. We started with 2,000 square feet, and now we are looking at this beautiful, big, new 13,500 square foot home. Along the way, as Mike said, there was COVID, there were SNAP changes, SNAP suspensions, inflation, and many other hurdles. We pivoted, we changed, we adjusted, and we are meeting the challenges. As you have heard, Catholic Charities Stamford Family Center will be the second of 4 planned hubs in Fairfield County so that we can provide far more wraparound services to our current guests and clients and the thousands of new families that reside in this East Side area. Our senior nutrition program, led by Maureen Newberger, who is on a well-deserved vacation this week on the Southern Island. She oversees our Meals on Wheels program And also, this program, as Mike said, offers daily community congregate site meals. They will be part of this Stamford Family Center. Meals on Wheels delivers almost 300 meals daily to the homebound, often disabled elderly who would have little or no access to food resources without this program. Often our drivers are the only person they interact with each day. Our drivers are providing a safety check, never more so than in COVID and now every day since then. A large reason for our move is our ongoing commitment to offering other wraparound services. Food is a basic utility, we know that. So are showers, toiletries, seasonal extremity clothing, all things that we currently provide, and some partners are in the room who do that for us. But we have expanded our case management program. It's crucial. And now we are assisting our guests with housing and shelter placement. We're also providing job preparation and job skills leading to employment. In fact, just recently, 2 of our guests became full-time employees of the new Wegmans. Most recently, another huge area for us and our guests, as Mike referred to, is to make medical and mental health referrals. So crucial. And that's the big step that we're taking. We're going to keep up with the food provisions in those 2 programs, and we have kept up with it, but now we're able to expand and really become more full service and work with the great partners in this room. I want to take one side. Mikey did a great job with everybody, and it's hard to name all of our partners, but it's one food provider. The Food Bank of Lower Fairfield County, who's also here today, has been with us along for the ride. So thank you very much. We can't accomplish everything that you've heard about today without the support from our community partners, many of whom are with us today, as well as new partners that we're establishing partnerships and relationships with. This has become a refrain for all Catholic Charities colleagues, is that we strive every day to deliver our services in only a dignified, respectful, and safe environment. I thank you all. So I want to introduce Virginia Wong, we call her Ginny. She has been a member of our advisory board for several years, and she took over the chairmanship this month from Nils Dahl, who is in the room. Thank you very much, Nils, for your service, and he's staying on board as well. Ginny and her husband, Rich, have been residents of Stamford for 25 years. She is the mother of 3 sons and a partner at the law firm Nixon Peabody. Ladies and gentlemen, Ginny.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I have to say, this is such an intimidating group of people to be in front of, but everybody has always been so warm and welcoming here at New Covenant Center and Catholic Charities, and I'm very excited to be serving in this new role as chair of the advisory board as we embark on this exciting chapter for New Covenant Center and the senior nutrition program in Stamford that will allow us to expand and enhance the services that we provide to our guests. I want to extend our thanks to Nils Dahl, who served as the chair for this organization for the last 3.5 years. We are incredibly grateful for his leadership and dedication to our organization, which will have a lasting impact on all of us. So thank you, Nils, for everything that you've done. I also want to be sure to thank Michael Marchetti from Columbus Park, who provided all our catering today. Michael's also on the advisory board, and we are greatly appreciative of all his efforts. I'm a little embarrassed to say that I was a quiet supporter of New Covenant Center for several years. attending the Harvest Table Dinner with girlfriends at the invitation of super volunteer and former board member Karen McNair, and occasionally dropping off a bag of groceries at our church food drive. But during the pandemic, that really changed. We witnessed how the staff and volunteers at New Covenant Center stepped up and stepped in to help our neighbors in need in the most desperate times. We were able to start organizing sandwich making drives with our son's baseball team and the Stamford Bombers, and organize little neighborhood food collections in our neighborhoods. And then in 2021, I began volunteering in the food pantry and the soup kitchen, and soon thereafter joined the advisory board. My favorite experiences in volunteering at New Covenant Center involved working with my husband and our 3 sons. We've served meals together, stocked shelves together, and for the last 2 Christmases, we have adopted a family for Christmas, and we all go celebrate Christmas together. It's really wonderful. Service is always a joy, but it's multiplied when you get to do it with people that you love. We've been blessed with a tremendous and dedicated staff at New Covenant Center, led by John Gutman for many years, and now Betsy Lopez and Maureen Newberger. Our staff is truly amazing, and we appreciate their dedication and professionalism. Our volunteers, however, are the lifeblood of this organization, and we are deeply, deeply grateful that so many of you who are with us this morning take the time to support our mission of helping our neighbors, the most vulnerable people in our area. I hope that you'll continue to sustain us in this new space, and that you'll consider joining the advisory board or introducing a neighbor, a friend, or family member to the great work that will be done here. As James Mather Barry said, those who bring sunshine in the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. And speaking of sunshine, it is my great honor to introduce Chris Ventrelli, Catholic Charities Director of Development.
I am so excited to be here. So as this Catholic Charities Stamford Family Center moved from a concept into reality, I found myself praying and meditating a lot on the word hope. I've been personally inspired by the deep and real hope that this new space will bring to the people of Stamford. And I know hope is a word that we throw around a lot, it's overused, and we don't all mean the same thing by it. Too often, we treat hope as something distant, something for another day. But then I came upon a poem by Minister Jan Richardson, who writes, "Hope is not for someday. Hope is for this day, for here, for now. It's not a wish, it's something active and present." And that's why we're here today. We're here to celebrate what's possible in this space in just a few months, not way out in the distant future, but we're going to be transforming lives here come summer. See, this is a hope made of substance, the kind that Richardson describes as made of sinew and muscle and bone. It's real, it's strong, it's just like all of us. And here it shows up like a warm meal. It shows up like a bag full of groceries, a hot shower, a case manager asking what your next job steps are, and of course, the warm hello from a volunteer. One of our guests at New Covenant Center captured why this matters. He said, "I've been to the mountaintop, I've been to the valley, trying to get back to the middle." He said, "At New Covenant Center, the most important thing is I get to receive this hope to keep at it for tomorrow." And so this is where all of us have a role to play. See, hope like this doesn't just happen by accident. It's built deliberately, with planning, and most importantly, together. So if you believe that hope should show up here and now in this space, I'd like to invite you to help to bring this space to life. Here's the deal. The total cost of this renovation is $5 million. And through early believers, $3.25 million has already been raised. We have $1.75 million to go, and we're inviting today the community to be a part of that. And just for context, that $5 million, 3 is for the construction costs, and 2 is for a rainy day fund and programmatic support. So there's 3 ways that you could be a part of this. The first is with a gift or with a pledge. And please come see us and talk about how we can make that happen. The second is by sharing this project with your friends, your family, your neighbors. This is an opportunity to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And third, please stay engaged, ask us questions. Please, please, please support our staff and volunteers with your encouragement and your prayers. So, thank you for being part of hope that shows up, not someday, but this day, here and now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Krista. Okay, so we're finally at the wrap up. We really want to have some time for people to go on tours. We're going to have different groups where we'll have staggered tours kind of go around. We really want you to see the kitchen and some of the other areas here. Just a couple of final thank yous before we break up. Thanks again to Bishop Caggiano and to Mayor Simmons for being here. It was so important and so meaningful that you were both here to lead us in this groundbreaking ceremony. So thank you, Bishop, and thank you, Mayor. I'd also like to thank a couple of our local pastors. Father Peter Smolik was here from Our Lady Star of the Seas. He's in the back. And there's Monsignor Cirillo, who's on the board of, is here as well. Father Juan Gabriel Acosta is the pastor of St. Mary's Church, which is right around the corner. They're going to be crucial partners. They'll have some parishioners who need help, and they'll have some who are going to provide help. And again, we serve all people, certainly not just Catholics, but anybody in the community that has need. I'd also like to thank Andrew Schultz from the Diocese of Bridgeport, who's our Director of Real Estate. It's had a lot to do with helping someone who's a construction novice like me get us to this point. So Andrew, and also Tommy Noonan, who's our General Counsel. I'd like to thank the construction team at Bismarck. We said, all right, you've started the construction, you've done the demolition. Oh, by the way, we want to have an event with about 150 people right in the middle of your construction. So some of the Bismarck teams in the back, we appreciate your partnership. Our architect team from VIA is over here, George and Stephanie, who've done a great job with helping us with the design. So thank you for getting us to this point. And again, I'd also like to thank Amy Zajac and her team and all the employees who kind of pulled this together to make it happen. It's not easy to, again, turn a construction site into an event space. And just for the record, hopefully you'll see on some of the diagrams, but this room is going to be split in half. And the half where I'm standing is going to be the food pantry. It's going to be a very large and largest food pantry in Stamford. The other side is going to be the soup kitchen facility. So before we go to tours, let me leave you with a quote from Pope Leo and his most recent apostolic exhortation, Dilexite Te. And he says, and I quote, "No one should regard the poor as simply a societal problem. They are part of our family. They are one of us." So I think Pope Leo is urging us that we who have been blessed have an obligation to help our neighbors in need. And that's why all of you are here today. And I think of all the things that we'll do in this new facility, you know, the food, the groceries, the showers, the job training, there's nothing that we do here that's more important than our looking each and every one of our guests in the eye and letting them know that we see them and they're another human being that matters. And so many of you do that, our volunteers, our donors. That's what makes New Covenant Center and this place what it is today. So I just can't thank you enough for everything that all of you do to support us and to support this project. Please take some time to sign the wall. Some people have done that already, just kind of a fun thing. Yes, it's going to be painted over, but you're going to be part of the guts of this building and put your imprint on what we're doing here. So please take some time. There's a lot of markers. We also have a number of renderings of what this is going to look like. It's amazing what they can do with AI, but you know, what the pantry, the soup kitchen, a lot of the other parts of this building is going to look like. So take a look at those renderings. And please come on a tour of this event, and we'll be breaking up to give tours. So again, thank you all for being here. We really, really appreciate your help. Thank you.